Today we have... How shall I introduce you?
Fellow expert, avid explorer, astronaut,
Duncan.
expert. You should date. You should totally go on dates.
So today we thought we'd investigate how to try and spot the psychopaths out there.
Because there are so many.
We thought we would also take the Are You a Psychopath test from HelloQuizzy.com.
That doesn't show up as well on camera as I assumed it might.
To see if we
That's
are
what it says
also
on the screen.
psychopaths. I think we can be sometimes guilty of saying, oh, it's everyone else out there, but maybe it's us as well.
I assume it is. Question 1. Just to start things off, let's get a little background on you. It's not even a question. I had to wear a lot of baggy jumpers at school. Carry on. I want to change it to do you cry often, but did you cry often?
Not really. I'm not a very emotional person. The only things that I cry at are animal cruelty adverts and old people being sad.
In general,
They've
kind of
seen
like,
so much!
they know when the things are really sad.
Yeah.
I have never cried. No, I've cried. Ah! Question 2. Right, more.
That's okay.
Did you ever shoplift or otherwise take things that didn't belong to you?
One time, I was in the local Summerfield.
You're going to need to put a joke into this at some point.
I was in the supermarket with my mum.
Keep going. Power
Keep
on
going, keep
through.
going. Ah!
Bounce,
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 bounce, bounce. And we were going round. They had these little trays of Kinder eggs, not unlike trays of actual eggs. But some hooligan had gone out and smashed all the eggs. So I decided, fuck it, no one else is having it, so I will. My mum was so angry with me, and I was so upset, and I went into the phone box to cry. Maybe that was a different story. I definitely went into the phone box to cry, and then I needed the toilet so bad that I peed myself. The world of online dating. Did you have a close family growing up?
I was super gutted when my cat got eaten by foxes. It was like a good 4 years where I assumed like the cat would eventually show up at the door, like covered in vines or something.
Like Jumanji.
Like Jumanji. My cat did Jumanji and no one would ever know.
For me, it was like the Gilmore Girls, but based in Worcestershire, really. It was quite nice.
You have the opportunity to cheat on your taxes and there is no risk of you getting caught. Do you do it?
Mr. UKIP had his thing, didn't he?
Mr. UK? Fuck. Is he the guy who was on that telly show? I'm thinking of Mr. Gay UK. Which is so something else.
One of my friend's friends is gay UKIP.
Really?
Yeah. But what's the question?
Would you cheat on your taxes?
Oh, right.
Assuming in this fantasy world you could so get away with it.
Yes, obviously. Everyone likes money.
I like paying my taxes to a certain extent. It makes me feel horribly self-satisfied. Oh.
These questions are shit.
You find someone's wallet on the ground. It appears to be full of cash. What do? You
I
take it.
Yeah, obviously.
Just immediately.
And then I do a shit on the pavement just to prove a point.
What?
Just to assert my dominance on society.
I'm making them up. Oh.
My turn.
Dating-related question.
Dating-related questions. An attractive person is extremely drunk.
They're on a sliding scale.
And they're hitting on you. You know that person wouldn't normally be interested in you. What do you do?
Physically put my hand there and gone, no! So this is when we're getting into serious politics. Well, obviously I'm very much going to be sidebar ashamed.
I've not been put in that position. I'm just giving the funny answer because it makes me feel like a big man. Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Your boss asks you for an opinion on an idea that he's had. Why is it a he? That's sexist.
That's sexist. Have you not seen from the inevitable rise and fall of Chun-Li-sub? She does call herself the female boss, which is in no way a horrifyingly reductive thing to say. Just call yourself the boss. The female boss. Like, it's such a fucking novelty. Like, it's such a novelty that you have to tattoo it on your fucking body.
This question is irrelevant.
That said,
the thing is, I find it very difficult to lie. You can see in my face when I don't think something's... I make no attempt to hide it. So 9 times out of 10, I tell the truth. If I have to try and lie, rather than lie, I'll just make a noise. This is so awkward.
you know what you have to do is you have to find your awkward animal.
Awkward animal?
Yeah, no, they told me about this in an old job I had, where everyone has their own awkward animal, whereas if you're in a really awkward situation and you're in a meeting, You have to mimic your awkward animal. There's the awkward chicken where you just kind of go. Well, the best one ever is the awkward salmon where you just kind of go.
Oh, wow. I don't know what my awkward animal would be. A tapeworm where I just try and slither my way.
I'm a little distressed by the fact that clearly the point you were going for is that you wanted to do some slithering, but somehow tapeworm was the first slithering animal you'd think of. What questions have you got?
Have you been told that you have a great poker face?
No, I'm fucking terrible. Yeah, it's not good.
I think my problem with poker face is that it's quite eerie when you're looking at me.
You're dealing with this remarkably well. Fine, I guess I won't work out because it's weird.
I think I've got two faces of note. I'm like Voldemort. One's like, and one's.
You're out there to find some love.
Continuity! Have you ever threatened suicide to control someone else?
Is that like a wizard thing? You throw yourself from the top of the tallest mountain, you'll gain control of someone's thoughts or something. I don't really understand.
I don't think I could ever do that. I'm too bullshit. So if I threatened suicide to control someone, then ultimately if they didn't do what I'd say, I'd have to go and do it. And that would just be silly.
It would make sense if you were a man, somehow.
Have you ever tortured animals?
Whoa!
Yeah!
Wow!
We're getting into the questions
We're getting into
now.
the big stuff. I don't think animals have any good secrets. Where's Julian Assange?
Rabbit in the corner going, I don't fucking know!
This fire is going to get increasingly close to you, Mr. Ed.
Have you lied in order to get something? Lies to spare feelings don't count. My most notable lying. I did once lie to Pizza Express and told them it was my birthday so I could get a free bottle of Prosecco. The following week, I went back in and they were like, you've already had a birthday, we remember you.
I love this pizza.
Every now and again I can do that, which doesn't make me happy. These questions are ridiculous. I'm getting bored of these now.
What else is in there? How many more are there?
Okay. Have you ever loved someone so much that you would do anything for him/her?
Love.
In love.
In love.
I've loved someone so much that I've asked them to do lots of things for me.
That's not the same. That's so not the same. That's so out of that ballpark. It's almost ridiculous. I wonder if that's had any sort of repercussions in your life. Keep going. Keep talking about your life.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I'm quite selfish and inherently quite lazy when it comes to relationships. So
I spent all of my money in the world on Valentine's Day presents for someone I wasn't even going out with. A giant card, a bunch of flowers, a teddy bear, giant box of chocolates, a DVD of the first film we'd seen in the cinema together with the ticket stubs inside. I wrote an extensive article about it, which you can find on my website, workinprowess.com. The irony being that I arrived at their house and it was full of presents from other guys. We spooned, watched The Greatest Show on Earth, and then I left. I may have listened to Coldplay and got sad on the bus.
I will try to fix you.
There was a girl I fancied. I met her on holiday. We ended up talking about my friend who had died, and I'd gone to his funeral, and I was talking about how they'd played that song at his funeral, and then I started singing it to her. It was basically the worst thing a human being has ever done. I was doing it quiet enough that only she could hear it. But like, fuck. And it was so not long enough ago for that to have been. I'm not going to tell you how old I was, but you can guess, and it is probably slightly older than that. Question?
Next question. Have you ever felt deeply guilty or ashamed by your own actions?
I can give you a top 20.
I operate a blog that's basically all around the shameful actions that I've done while trying to date men on the internet. So,
but a lot of the shameful actions are other people's.
One like section of my shame. I've got kind of multiple spokes of shame in the big wheel of shame.
I guess I'm ashamed of basically everything I do, but I'm also completely not above telling everyone about it.
Being honest about your own shame is healthy.
You're very much honest about like snack-based shame.
Fun fact, I still have a can of sweet corn from QuickSave and it expired in 2004.
I bought a multi-pack of Twisters and my freezer didn't freeze them so they all melted and I just cut the ends off and put them in a big bowl and ate it with a spoon.
We ate a McDonald's earlier. Is meatloaf made of meat?
Or shepherd's pie.
Because I've not had a meatloaf, so I don't know. I love burping. What can I say? I'm just a burper. My new favourite snack is dipping a pizza in a pot noodle.
It's not new. That's something you've enjoyed for a while.
Sometimes I sit in my shower and eat a Calippo at the same time. Food-based shame makes about 40% of my overall shame. Oh, we're finished.
Is this all of them? Fuck, what are we going to find out?
It's
We're
okay.
healthy. The healthy mind.
Sounds like a Russell Crowe movie.
Healthy mind.
The Healthy Mind.
So,
Russell Crowe owns a vineyard, teaches literature in his spare time.
have you actually seen this film?
No, I don't think it's a film.
No. It is. I think it's good that we have healthy minds. Will this make us incredibly dateable?
No.
No.
Well, we're healthy, so other people out there must be. That's probably all from us for this episode.
That's probably a good idea.
We've learned a lot, haven't we?
I, for one, was certainly not expecting us to have healthy minds.
But we basically lied.
52% empathic. 31% law-abiding. I thought that was a good number when I said that aloud. That's such a bad one.
Yeah, that's quite a bad
really bad.
one.
We're not good.
That's a bad number.
And that adds up to a healthy mind.
We might have our problems, but for the most part, you're a simply normal person and most definitely not a psychopath in any way. Thanks for watching, everyone.
It's been great having us.
I think you've all enjoyed this as much
learned
as
a lot.
we have. I think we've all learned a lot.
Maybe you've learned a little about yourselves.
Maybe. Yeah. Fine, I guess.
Goodbye.
Should we do a rap breakdown?
Get rid of this thing.